And what the head officer was on the bed there with him when he told me that someone had already taken everything out of his safe. And there was silver, gold, all of his papers. And I figured between $40,000 and $50,000 in cash was all missing. Nobody had been permitted in the house for over 2 weeks, but Kenny and his wife. And if we would go out there to try to see my brother, they would call the sheriff's department and have us run off. They had all of the windows blinded off, would not let anyone in, would let nobody talk to him on the phone, including the preacher and numerous friends of his. In fact, one of the neighbors pulled up one night there on a golf cart to see him, and Kenny went out and met him with a shotgun and run him off. It was just a sad situation, Mr. Judge Brennick.
Okay, but you're aware that the original of the will was kept in the safe?
Yes, sir, it was.
Okay, and Ms. McClanahan, did you sign the?
I'm sorry, she slipped away. I thought she was done.
Okay, did she sign her proof?
He's talking to Karen.
Yeah.
She had to step out.
She stepped out. She's back now. What was your question, Judge?
And she witnessed this will in the presence of Mr. Kidd and him in her presence. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. All right, Mr. Quigley, if you'll go ahead and get me the proof, we'll get the order signed. And
Wait, oh, is he supposed to sign? Okay. Go ahead and do it.
Yes, go ahead and do it. I think you're really certain.
Oh, okay.
All right, Judge, the proofs of death have been signed and notarized.
Mr. Quigley, are you involved in the guardianship of Ruby Kidd?
No, I'm not.
Okay. Right, I signed the order admitting the will to probate, or a copy of the will to probate. Mr. Kidd and Ms. Hubbard, if you'll make sure that you cooperate with Mr. Quigley in getting him a listing of the assets of Mr. Kidd's estate, because he's got 90 days within which to file an inventory with the court, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, y'all have a great week. Thank you, Mr. Quigley.
Thank you, Judge. We
Thank you,
appreciate
Judge.
your help.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah,
Mr. Hines on Fortenberry. Not self-approved. Good morning, Mr. Hines.
Morning, Judge.
Good morning.
Good morning, Ms. Lee.
Good morning, Judge.
All right. Ms. Lee and Mr. Fortenberry, if you could raise your right hands, please. Okay, do you, and each of you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in this call shall be the truth so help you God?
I do.
I do.
All right, I'm going to hold up what purports to be the last will and testament of William Fortenberry. Do y'all recognize that as being his will?
Yes, sir.
I'm going to go back to the signature page. Let's go. Is that a copy of his signature on that document?
Yes, sir.
Your Honor.
Okay, and Ms. Lee, were you a witness to this will, and was that your signature attached to this will?
Yes, Your Honor, it is.
And Mr. Fortenberry, after August 8th of 2013, when this will was purportedly made, did Mr. William Fortenberry ever change or revoke this will?
No, sir.
Okay, and have you made a due and diligent search for the original of the will?
Yes, sir.
All right, go right ahead, Mr. Hines.
Just real quick, Your Honor. So, Mr. Fortenberry, we're here to probate the will of your brother, William Fortenberry. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And he passed away on June 5th, 2021 in Beaumont. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
And the will actually named you and your brother, Robert, to serve as co-executors, but your brother has signed and we filed a waiver and renunciation so that you can serve as the sole independent executor. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And I've previously provided you with some documents, one of which is the proof of death and other facts. Have you reviewed that document? Is everything there true and correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And that's all I have for the applicant, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Lee, where are you?
I'm at work this morning at Sutton and Jacobs.
Okay, so you're not in Mr. Hines' office then?
No, sir.
All right, so Mr. Hines, if you'll go ahead and get your proofs in and we'll take care of getting the order admitting the will to probate. Mr. Fortenberry, if you'll make sure, once I sign the order, you'll be able to get letters testamentary that'll give you authority to act on behalf of the estate. Please make sure you cooperate with Mr. Hines in getting him a listing of the assets of your brother's estate, because he's going to have 90 days from the date I sign the order to file an inventory with the court, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, y'all have a great week. Let me know if you need anything.
Darlene, if you'll just email me once it's notarized your proof, and we'll file everything together.
I sure will.
Thank you so much for helping us.
Absolutely.
Y'all have a great one.
Thank you, Judge.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay, Mr. Williams on Wills, Mildred Roberta Wills. Alfred. Cindy Huff.
Okay.
Good morning, Cindy.
Good morning, Judge.
All right, if I can get you to raise your right hand, please. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in this call should be the truth so help you God?
Yes, I do.
Hey, Cindy, is this the last will and testament of your mother, Mildred Roberta Wills?
Yes.
And I'm going to go back to the signature page. And ask you, is that her signature on that document?
Yes, sir. That's her signature.
Okay, and after the date she made this will on July 13th of 2017, did she ever change it or revoke it?
No, sir.
Okay, go right ahead, Mr. Williams.
Thank you, Judge. Now, Ms. Huff, the document that I now show you is entitled Proof of Death and Other Facts. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Now, prior to this hearing this morning, you had the opportunity to review this document. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Is this document true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, sir.
I need for you to sign just the way your name is right there. Also, Ms. Huff, this is the oath which tells the court that you will well and truly serve as the independent executrix of the estate of Miss Wills. I need for you to sign this as well, just the way that your name appears right there.
All right, Cindy, I've signed the order admitting your mom's will to probate and authorizing the county clerk to issue letters testamentary, and Mr. Williams will get those for you. He's going to e-file those documents that you just signed with the county clerk, and you'll use those letters testamentary to show your authority to act on behalf of the estate. So if you need to deal with a real estate title company or insurance company or a bank or anything, you'll be able to do so. Your job now is to marshal the assets of the estate, to make a list of those assets and provide that to Mr. Williams so that he can do an inventory that has to be filed within 90 days of today. But otherwise, you're good to go. And I hope everything goes well, and I'll see you at church Sunday morning.
All right, thank you.
Try to
Thank
get
you,
Mr.
Judge.
Williams in line while you try to keep Mr. Williams in line while you're there, Cindy.
I don't know if that's good or not. Or possible.
Thank you, Judge.
Take care.
Bye.
Okay, this is self-proof.
My son was wondering. if
Yeah,
he
he can hear us. He
Oh.
can hear us.
Yes, you don't want me to hear it. I might hear your secret word. Your
Morning, Judge.
Good morning. All right. Are you Deborah K. Rice?
I am.
Okay, Mrs. Rice, if you'll raise your right hand, please. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in this call should be the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Okay, Mr. Rice, I'm gonna hold up what purports to be the last will and testament of Gwenda M. Gunn. Do you recognize that as being her will?
I do.
And I'm gonna go back to the signature page and ask you, is that her signature on that document?
It is.
Okay, and after the date she made this will on July 2nd of 2015, did she ever change it or revoke it?
No.
Okay, go right ahead, Mr. Mayo.
All right, Mrs. Rice, I placed in front of you the proof of death and other facts, and you've reviewed that. Is that correct?
Yes, I have.
Is everything true and correct?
Yes, it is.
All right, I need to get you to sign here in front of the notary. Sign right there. And you can sort of see my notary back there if I move. There she is.
You're an officer of the court, Mr. Mayo. If you tell me it's been notarized, I'm gonna believe you.
Then I'm also going to place in front of you the oath that promises that you will do everything right and work with us and make sure everything is done properly, which I know you will. All right, Your Honor, she signed both the proof of death and other facts and the oath.
Let me know when it's notarized. All right, Ms. Rice, once she notarizes that, I'm going to sign the order admitting the will to probate. Mr. Mayo is going to e-file that proof of death and other facts and the oath you signed with the county clerk. He'll then be able to get you letters testamentary that'll give you authority to act on behalf of your mother's estate. That way you'll be able to marshal the assets. You'll need to make a listing of the assets of her estate and give those to Mr. Mayo, because he's going to have 90 days from today to file what's called an inventory in this case, okay?
Okay.
It's notarized, Your Honor.
All right, the order is signed and you're good to go. And I hope y'all have a great week, and let me know if you need anything, Mr. Mayo.
Thank you, Your Honor. Have a good day.
Take care.
All right, that's good.
Mr. Brinkley on Ruffin. And that is not self-proof.
Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Yost. We're waiting on Mr. Brinkley and I'm reviewing the documents.
Okay.
Good morning.
How you doing, Dean?
I'm doing good, Stuart.
Man, that was a heck of a fire, I guess.
Yeah, that was terrible. We're still reeling from that, I'm working remotely right now from the house. I know Cindy is at Mr. Ruffin's house right now, trying to get him on video.
What happened?
There was a lightning strike and it caused something that was plugged into Alicia's wall to arc. And it caused a fire. We mostly have smoke damage throughout the house. And then, of course, the fire department, they're not real gentle with your place. So put it up. They won't turn the electricity back on until the inspector comes out. So we're actually probably going to have to, find some different options. And that's what we're doing now.
All right.
Wow.
Can you see everybody?
Cindy, we can see your video.
Over there now?
Yeah, you're on.
All right, here we go. Here we go.
There you
All right. There we go.
Hi, Mr. Ruffin.
How you doing, Dean? How you feel?
Oh, doing good. Thank you. How about you?
Doing great.
You guys, is Ramona with you guys or is she gonna get on separately?
If she's able to make it, she'll get on separately, but I have Miss Patsy Winters.
Yeah, Miss Patsy with you? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Judge, we understand that we found out kind of late that Ramona, one of our witnesses, said she may not be able to make it today. I hope we can do everything that we can and then.
Yeah, we can do all the witnesses that are available and then you can call me when you've got the other witness available.
Okay, thank you.
All right. I've got Ricky Ruffin and Patsy Winters here. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay, if y'all will raise your right hands, please. Do you and each of you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in this call should be the true self you got?
Yes, I do.
Okay, go right ahead, Mr. Brinkley.
Okay, thank you, Judge. I would I guess, call Ricky Ruffin first. Mr. Ruffin, we're here to probate the estate of Gilpatrick Ruffin. And what is your relationship to him?
His brother.
Okay. You've had a chance to look at the application to determine heirship. And also you've had a chance to look at the affidavits of fact concerning the identity of heirs that your witnesses have produced. Is that correct?
That's correct. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Being familiar with the family history, does it appear that the second amended application to determine heirship is a proper account of the family history and the heirs of Gilpatrick Ruffin?
Yes.
Okay.
That's the one you signed.
Yes, that's correct.
You've also had a chance to look at a document called the Proof of Death and Other Facts. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And is everything on that document true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, it is.
Okay, I'll pass this witness, Your Honor.
Any questions, Mr. Yost?
No, Your Honor. I've already spoken to Mr. Ruffin as well as the witnesses, and their information is included in my report.
Thank you, sir. Go right ahead, Mr. Brinkley.
Thank you, Judge. At this time, I'll call Patsy Winters.
Yes.
Okay, Ms. Winters, what is your relationship to Gilpatrick Ruffin?
We was good friends in high school.
Okay, you've known him since high school?
Yes.
Okay. You've had a chance to look at the document we provided called an affidavit of facts concerning the identity of heirs. Is that correct?
Yes.
And is everything on that document true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes.
Okay. There's one blank on there. It says, I knew descendant from a certain date until February. I know you said high school. What decade were you guys in high school together?
73.
Okay, 1973. Okay, very good. No other questions for this witness, Your Honor.
All right, so if you, any questions, Mr. Yost?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, if you'll work on getting that other witness, Mr. Brinkley, and call me whenever you ready to have a hearing on that issue, and we'll try to make ourselves available for it.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
Oh, Mr. Ruffin, whenever we take the testimony of the other witness, I'll sign the judgment declaring heirship and the order authorizing independent administration of your brother's estate. Once I do that and issue letters of administration, please make sure that you cooperate with Mr. Brinkley in getting him a listing of the assets of your brother's estate, because he's going to have 90 days within which to do an inventory, okay?
Okay.
All right, I hope everything goes well. Thank you for coming in today, Ms. Winters, and I hope y'all have a great week.
Thank you.
Your Honor, I've already spoken to the other witness as well, and I'm not going to have questions for her. So,
Okay, you are excused from the hearing whenever we have it, and I've already signed your order.
all right. Thank you, Judge.
All right, thank you, Mr. Yo. Hey, Mr. Mills.
That's it.
Good luck, Dean.
Thank you. I'm glad.
Thank you, Judge.
Take care.
You too.
COVID-19. And you are Margaret Lee Shelton, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm so sorry for your loss, Miss Shelton. If I could trouble you to raise your right hand, please. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in this call should be the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Okay, Mrs. Shelton, I'm going to hold up what purports to be the last will and testament of Jed Martin Shelton. Do you recognize that as being his will?
Yes.
And I'm going to go back to the signature page and ask you, is that his signature on that document?
Yes.
And after the date he made this will on July 1st of 2016, did he ever change it or revoke it?
No, sir.
Okay, go right ahead, Mr. Mills.
Ms. Shelton, you have in front of you the proof of death and other facts and your oath. Have you read the proof?
Yes.
And are all those statements true and correct?
Yes, they are.
Okay, I'll ask you to go ahead and sign that document just the way your name's typed. And then if you'll sign your oath as well.
Mrs. Shelton, so since he notarizes those documents, I'm going to sign the order admitting Mr. Shelton's will to probate and authorizing the county clerk to issue letters testamentary that will give you authority to act on behalf of the estate so that you can deal with real estate title companies, financial institutions, insurance companies, and so forth. So once he notarizes those, he'll e-file those with the county clerk and he'll be able to get your letters for you. And then you'll need to work with Mr. Mills because he's going to have 90 days from today to file an inventory with the court and he needs your assistance to do that, okay?
Okay.
You notarize, Mr. Mills?
Yes, Judge, we have.
All right, Mr. Shelton, your order is signed. I hope everything goes well. Again, I'm so sorry for your loss and you take care of yourself.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye. Okay, Ms. Turley.
Good morning, Judge.
Good morning. Hey. Are you Lorena Francis Doty Norrid?
Yes, sir.
Okay, ma'am, if I could get you to raise your right hand, please. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in this call shall be the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm gonna hold up what purports to be the last will and testament of Sarah Doty. Do you recognize that as being her will?
Yes, sir.
And I'm going to go back to the signature page and ask you, is that her signature on that document?
Yes, sir.
And after the date she made this will on June 28th of 1996, did she ever change it or revoke it?
No, sir.
Okay, go right ahead, Ms. Turley.
Thank you. Ms. Nora, do you recognize this document entitled Proof of Death and Other Facts? Yes. And you had the opportunity to review this document? Yes. And are all the statements contained in this document true and correct to the best of your knowledge? Yes. But I have your honor. I'm going to go ahead and get her to sign.
Okay, you have a notary available?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And I'll go ahead and ask her to sign the oath as well so we can get the order
Yes.
completed. All right, thank you. I'm right here as well. Okay. Thank
And
you.
Ms. Norwood, so once she has notarized those documents, I'll sign the order admitting your mother's will to probate and authorizing the county clerk to issue letters testamentary that will give you authority to act on behalf of the estate. I'd ask that you please make sure that you cooperate with your attorney in getting her a listing of the assets of your mother's estate, because she's going to have 90 days from today to file an inventory with the court, okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Just let me know when they're notarized.
They are notarized, Your Honor.
All right, the order's signed. I hope everything goes well. Let me know if y'all need any help with anything.
Okay, appreciate your time. Thank you.
Mr. Fox has 3. So I'm not sure.
Mhm. All self-proven. Michael Pierce is the applicant, 2 of them.
Yes.
Give me. Give me the Beaver estate first.
Hello?
Good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Can you hear us?
I'm doing good.
Good morning, Judge.
Good morning. Give me 1 second here.
Sure.
Slide this way.
Yeah, slide a little bit over towards you.
Slide in.
How you doing this morning, Jeff?
Good. How are you doing, Judge?
Better than I deserve.
Judge Braddock.
Yes.
All right. Mrs. Beavers, if I could get you to raise your right hand, please. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in this call shall be the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Say yes.
What do I say?
Yes.
Yes.
She's a little hard of hearing,
I'm a
Judge.
little hard of hearing.
Okay.
Help
Ms.
that.
Beavers, Ms. Beaver, I'm gonna hold up what purports to be the last will and testament of Kenneth Earl Beaver Senior. Do you recognize that as being his will?
Yes. I guess.
Yes.
And I'm going to go back to the signature page and ask you to identify his signature for me.
Do that.
Is that his signature?
Yes. Yes, it is.
Okay. And it says on this will that he made it on November 16th of 2009. After that date, did he ever change it or revoke it?
I don't think so. I think it stayed the same.
Okay, go right ahead, Mr. Fox.
Okay, Miss Beaver, you are Catherine Inez Beaver, is that correct?
Yes.
And you're here before the court asking to probate the last will and testament of your husband, Kenneth Earl Beaver Sr., is that correct?
Correct.
And you're asking the court to admit the will to probate and appoint you as executor, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, and we had a chance earlier this morning to go over this proof of death and other facts, is that correct?
Yes, that's all correct.
And everything in there is within your personal knowledge and you reviewed it and it is true and correct?
Yes.
Okay. that's
Very
all.
good. Go ahead and get her to sign it and let me know when it's notarized, Mr. Fox.
Okay, you'll sign there. Let me go get my notary.
Of course, now I'm yelling at you. I don't know what's going on. I'm trimming my fingernails twice a week and they grow out like again in no time.
I wish mine would do that.
And then sign this oath. You'll go ahead and note it. We'll do the
Listen
book
here,
after.
here.
Okay. Yes, right here.
Do take. Not Flintstones either.
Vitamins don't have soy in them.
Yeah, me too.
Do you?
Thank you. Okay, the oath and the proof have been notarized, Judge.
All right, Mrs. Beaver, I have signed the order admitting Mr. Beaver's will to probate. And Mr. Fox will guide you through the rest of the process. I hope everything goes well and y'all let me know if you need anything.
Thank you very much.
Okay, and Mr. Fox has 2 more hearings, so y'all have a great week.
Okay,
Thank you,
very
Judge.
much. Thank you.
Thank you, Jeff. Thank you, Ms. Beaver. We'll be in
Oh, we're
touch.
finished?
You're finished. Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Do
You-
you want me
yeah.
to pay you down?
No. We'll worry about that.
Jeff will take care of
You come on in, Arnold. Yes, thank you. Y'all be careful. Good to see you. Bye-bye.
Nice to meet you.
You
Yes,
too.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you. Thank you, Lane. Sure. Thank you, Jeff. We'll be in touch. Okay. Come on in, Arnold. Taylor, if you want to come in with Arnold, we'll get that.
Okay.
You can sit right up there by the microphone.
Okay.
Come on in, Caitlin. You're going to notarize for us. We're now here with Mr. Arnold, Judge, on the Pierce, the 2 Pierce estates.
Okay, good morning, Mr. Pierce.
Good morning.
All right, I'm gonna ask you to raise your right hand and I'm gonna swear you in cause number 125981, the estate of Dorothy M. Pierce, and cause number 125983, the estate of Charles T. Pierce. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give in the 2 causes here under consideration shall be the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Okay, Mr. Pierce, I'm going to hold up what purports to be the last will and testament of Dorothy M. Pierce. Do you recognize that as being her will?
Yes.
I'm going to go back to the signature page. And ask you, is that her signature on that document?
Yes.
And after the date she made this will on September 19th of 2005, did she ever change it or revoke it?
No.
Okay, and also going to hold up what purports to be the last will and testament of Charles T. Pierce. Do you recognize that document?
Yes.
And That's your father's signature on that document.
Yes.
And likewise, after the date he made this will on September 19th of 2005, did he ever change it or revoke it?
No.
Okay, go right ahead, Mr. Fox.
Okay, Mr. Pierce, you are Michael Arnold Pierce, is that correct?
Yes.
And you're as the applicant seeking to probate the estates and the wills of Dorothy M. Pierce and Charles T. Pierce, is that correct?
Yes.
Dorothy and Charles are your parents, is that correct?
Yes.
And you're asking the court to admit their wills to probate and appoint you as executor of their estates, is that correct?
Yes.
And we've had a chance to go over these proofs of death and other facts, one for the estate of Dorothy M. Pierce and one for the estate of Charles T. Pierce. You've been through these, is that correct?
Yes.
And everything in there is within your personal knowledge and is true and correct?
Yes.
Okay, that's all I have, Judge.
Hey, let me know when his proofs are notarized, please.
Right there, just like it reads. And then the same for your father's estate. Okay, I'm going to sign your oath there. Hey, Judge, both proofs have been notarized.
All right, Mr. Pierce, I've signed both orders admitting your mother's and your father's will to probate and authorizing the county clerk to issue letters testamentary. That'll give you authority to act on behalf of their estates if you need to deal with financial institutions, real estate title companies, insurance companies, stock transfer agents, all that. Please make sure that you cooperate with Mr. Fox in getting him a listing of the assets of your parents' estate because he's got 90 days to file an inventory with the court. But otherwise, I hope everything goes well. Mr. Fox, if you need anything, let us know. Y'all have a great rest of your week.
Thank you, Judge.
Take care now. Okay, let's see, Mr. Sykes.
Yes, this is one.
Temporary.
All right, you shouldn't be good now. Are you gonna sit down?
Good morning, Your Honor.
Don't pull your
You unmuted. Okay, except I'm not up yet, but maybe I'm back. Okay.
Well, I can hear both of you, but I can't see you.
Yes, sir. Oh, let's see.
Here we go.
There's Mr. Sykes. Here we are. Okay.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning, Your Honor.
If I understand correctly, Mr. Sykes, you've got a personal injury case, and this Chad Christopher Williams is the defendant, and I guess you're just trying to get somebody appointed so that you can get service?
That is exactly right, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. Waive the oath as an officer of the court. You may go ahead and testify, Mr. Dowden.
Doug, you going to question me, or you'll make? I could just testify, or whatever's appropriate.
Yeah. Why don't you just go ahead and lay out the circumstances and that nobody else has applied to administer this gentleman's estate.
Is that directed toward me, Your Honor?
However y'all want to handle it, whatever's easiest and fastest.
All right. Your Honor, what I would suggest to the court and proffer to the court is that back in 2 years ago in November, our client it was injured in a wreck. Mr. Anthony Montillo Castillo, along with his adult daughter, they were at a red light, rear-ended by a man named Chad Williams, who unfortunately not related to injuries in the wreck, but he died the next day. We have done some internet checking with Mr. Williams' estate, background information from him. Tracy with our firm has done a lot of checking on the internet, has discovered some information about his family. We have put that together in a proof of death and other facts. We have put a lot of that information in our application for temporary administration. The statute is about to run in the end of November, November 28th. We're trying to get the lawsuit served on an estate representative, and that's why we're asking for temporary administration to get a temporary administrator appointed who can accept service of the lawsuit and work for the estate and with the insurance company, maybe to get this resolved. Property damage has been resolved by the insurance company representing Mr. Williams. However, the injury claim has not been settled as hard as the firm has tried to get that done.
All right, let me ask you this. Mr. Dowden, you have a proof before you?
I do, Judge. I have a proof. I've reviewed the proof of death and other facts, and to the best of my knowledge, all the information contained therein is true and correct.
And you've done somewhat of a search, I guess, on the looking for assets of the decedent.
Yes, sir, I have, Your Honor.
Okay. Do you want the letters of temporary administration to be issued in the name of Laron W. Dowden Jr.?
Yes, sir. That'll be fine, Judge.
Okay. Go ahead and sign your proof, please, sir.
Proof is signed and being notarized, Your Honor. And as far as my oath, I swear that I'll perform the duties of a temporary administrator of the Chad Christopher Williams estate to the best of my ability.
Okay. We sign the affidavit of assets.
Sir.
And Your Honor, yes, we have prepared that. We had part of the check-in that Tracy had done and our investigator over here had done is Mr. Williams had filed bankruptcy back in 2017. We don't expect that his estate has much value. However, it does have that insurance policy as an asset, and that's the focus of this proceeding, the lawsuit.
Okay, it said he lived at 2505 Nederland Avenue. Is that an apartment complex?
Your Honor, we think it may be the girlfriend's house that he was living with at the time.
Okay, I'm going to set the bond at $100.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, y'all, let me know if you need anything else. I hope everything goes well.
Your Honor, may I make a comment? I just spoke with Larry Dowden about this yesterday. He very graciously agreed to accept this appointment. I wanted to compliment before the court Mr. Dowden's willingness to accept this appointment on such short notice. I just wanted to make that comment, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Sykes. I appreciate it. I need all the help with the court that I can get, I think.
All right, so we're gonna, Mr. Dowden has a couple of hearings, so we're gonna move on to your cases, Mr. Dowden.
Yes, sir.
Here, Mr. Sykes.
Thank you, Your Honor.
See you, Doug.
Hey,
Okay,
Judge,
thank you,
I'm in
Larry.
court.
Okay, great.
Yeah, if you call me back about 10:45, I should be available. Take care. Bye-bye.
And Judge, I wasn't sure, the Channels are husband and wife. Ms. Channel passed away on May 24th of 2021. And Mr. Channel, Silas Channel Jr. passed away on June 1st, a short time later. So I have.
And we're going to take them together. It looks like it's the same applicant and same witnesses, correct?
It is, Your Honor. We could expedite things. If y'all would have a seat there, Mr. and Ms. Young. I have Deborah and James Young, Your Honor. Ms. Provo was done her usual outstanding job on serving as our ad litem in this matter. And Crystal, if you could get over here, let's see, let me move that. And then have a seat right there. And I'm gonna move this around, and I believe Judge wants to maybe do these. How can we? I guess what we'll do is get Crystal's testimony first and Mr. Young, Ms. Young, then I'll move the laptop a little bit. Judge likes to see who's testifying. And I think we may going to be doing these at the same time, so.
Okay.
Good proof.
Where's my death certificate? There it is.
You don't need any curveballs.
And Ms. Provo, I don't have an order for fees for you, okay? Can you get that to me?
Okay, I emailed all that last night.
Oh,
But I'll
okay.
get it.
We'll go back and take a look on the clerk site and see if we can find it then.
Okay.
All right, let's see here. Okay, Crystal, could you raise your right hand? Right there, okay. And James and Deborah Young? Okay, Mr. Dowden, is there any way you can get all three of them in the view?
Judge, if they squeeze a little and we back the camera, there we go. Got them all.
Got them
I think
all?
we have them all. Yes.
All right.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
If you'll raise your right hand, do you and each of you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in this call should be the truth so help you God?
Yes.
All right, I don't have a will to hold up, so go right ahead, Mr. Dowden.
Okay, Judge, I'll call Ms. Crystal Channel. Ma'am, you're Crystal Channel. Is that true?
And Mr. Dowden, if you want to do both her mother and her father at the same time, please feel free to do so.
I was about to attempt to do that, Judge. You are the daughter of Silas Channel Jr. and Cheryl Ann Channel, also affectionately known as Coco Channel. Is that true? Yes. And your dad, I understand, passed away on June 1st, 2021. He was your dad, Silas Channel. Your mom, Cheryl Channel, predeceased your dad on May 24th, 2021. Is that true? Yes. Neither of your parents, Ms. Channel, had a last will and testament. Is that true? Yes. You've looked at the house and find no will and never recall any conversation about them having had a will prepared. Is that true? Yes. Okay. There is a need for an administration of the estate for you to take care of the affairs of the estate. Is that true? Yes. Your parents were married to each other. They had you and your brother Aaron, who's consented to your appointment, and there are no other children in either parent. Is that true? Yes. And Mr. and Ms. Young, who are longtime members of the Friends of the Family, almost like members of the family, are here today to testify as to heirship. Is that right? Yes. Would it be in the best interest of both your mom and dad's estates for the court to appoint you as independent administrator of these estates? Yes. Okay, Judge, I pass Ms. Channel to Ms. Provo at this time.
Any questions of this?
No, sir, I don't.
I've read your reports. Thank you, Ms. Provo. Go right ahead, Mr. Dowden.
Okay, you're James Young and Deborah Young, is that true? Yes. Mrs. Deborah Young, I understand that you've known the Channel family for over 50 years, is that right? Yeah. I understand that y'all went to church with the Channels, is that true? Yeah. And during a hurricane, actually, they resided with you, is that true? Yeah. For about a year, is that right? Yeah. So you know them very well, but you have no interest in their estates. Is that true? Mr. Young, if I ask you the same questions, you've heard the questions, or would your answers be the same?
Yes.
Okay. Have both of you had a chance this morning to look over the statements of facts that we're filing in these cases?
Yes.
And everything in those documents was within your knowledge and true and correct, is that right?
That's correct.
Okay. Judge, pass the witnesses to Ms. Provo at this time.
Any questions?
I know, sir, I have no questions, but I would like to wish the Youngs a happy 35th anniversary today.
I was not aware.
Oh, yeah.
How about that?
Something else. I wasn't even thinking of that.
I'm just reminding you.
All right, Mr. and Mrs. Young, thank you for showing up here today. Ms. Channel, so Mr. Dowden's going to get you to sign the documents that are before you and the disinterested witnesses. He's going to e-file those. I'm going to sign the judgments declaring heirship and the order authorizing independent administration. He'll get you letters of administration from the county clerk's office that will give you authority to act on behalf of the estate. Just please make sure that you cooperate with him in getting him a listing of the assets of the estate. And I think you may already have that done so that he can file an inventory within 90 days. And Mr. Dowden, I'm going to go ahead and move on because I've got a lot of other hearings.
Yes, sir.
But I will get those signed just as soon as you get those e-filed, okay?
Yes, sir. We will get them filed directly. And thank you for your time, Judge. We'll see you in a
Thank
few
you.
minutes.
Y'all have a great one and take
Thank
care.
you. Thank you, Judge.
It looks like Mr. Shalander.
I'll take.
Thibodeau, they're both still through.
Not yet. You can put my picture on.
Good morning. Do you have Ross or Thibodeau first, Mr. Shalander?
I've got Thibodeau.
Okay. When you know it, I had the Ross file in my hand.
Well, we can do it, but I have Thibodeau sitting next to me, the case.
How bright my hair.
Okay, Ms. Shalander, if you'll raise your right hand, please. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in this call should be the truth so help you God?
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna show you what purports to be the last will and testament of Valerie Lynn Thibodeau. Do you recognize that as being her will?
Yes, I do.
And I'm gonna go back to the signature page and ask you, is that her signature on that document?
Yes, sir, it is.
And after the date she made this will on May 2nd of 1988, did she ever change it or revoke it?
No, she did not.
Okay, go right ahead, Mr. Shalander.
You're Catherine Sue Shalander,
Yes.
and you read all this proof of death and other facts and everything, and it's true and correct. Is that right? All I have, Judge.
Mr. Shalander, how are you kin to Miss Thibodeau?
That's my sister.
Okay, let me ask you a question. Is this the same Corey Thibodeau that had the barbecue joint in Bertram, Texas for a while?
Yes, and I know y'all went there.
Yes, we did.
Yeah.
I was very saddened whenever they closed.
I know. Well, we're happy because he's closer to home now, but yes, that's her son, her only son.
Yeah, is he still in Austin?
No, he's building houses in Dallas, but he's living in Silsbee with his wife's parents right now because the dad's sick or has Parkinson's, so he's close to home.
I see.
Yeah.
All right, are the proofs signed, Mr. Shalander?
No, I thought we were supposed to sign them after we heard the testimony. Is that not right?
Yeah, didn't you already ask her if she'd read the proof of death and other facts?
Right, but I didn't have her sign it before I had her.
Go right ahead. No, you're right.
Okay.
Well, be sure and tell him I said hello.
I sure will. I'm gonna talk to him in just a little bit. Thank you so much.
So you kin to Kevin Shake Snyder and,
Kevin's mother's my first cousin.
okay.
Yeah. So we have a whole bunch of, a lot of family in Port Neches. So my parents still live, y'all live in, are y'all in Windsor?
Yes, and Kevin and I go to church together.
Okay, right, yeah. And my parents they live on Round Tower there.
Plus, every once in a while, when I forget to buy my football tickets, Kevin lets me stand on the sideline.
Well, that's good. Oh, well, thank you.
All right, I've signed the order admitting the will to probate. And let me know if you need anything else, but we'll move on to the Ross estate, Mr. Shalander.
Thank you so much.
Mr. Ross, you can take off your mask if you want to. When they sign your name, make sure and sign the whole name as typewritten.
Glenn Sheldon Ross.
I know, make sure and sign it that way.
Okay.
Okay. Let me find it here. Are you Glenn Sheldon Ross?
I am.
Okay, Mr. Ross, if I get you to raise your right hand, please, sir. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in this call should be the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Okay, Mr. Ross, I'm gonna hold up what appears to be the last will and testament of Shelley Ross. Do you recognize that as being the will of Shelley Ross?
I do.
And I'm gonna go back to the signature page and ask you if that is Shelley Ross's signature.
That is.
Okay, and after the date this will was made on March 26th of 1999, was it ever changed or revoked?
No.
Okay, go right ahead, Mr. Shalander.
You're Glenn Sheldon Ross,
I am.
and you've read over this proof of death and other facts, is that correct?
I have.
And everything in it is true and correct, is that right?
That's correct.
That's all I have, Judge.
Okay, go ahead and let me know when it's notarized. You ask Lomer to call Patrick and tell him I'm running late for the employee benefits pool meeting.
Done, Judge.
Okay, Mr. Ross, what's going to happen now is I have just signed the order admitting your father's will to probate and authorizing the county clerk to issue letters testamentary. You'll use those letters to show your authority to act on behalf of the estate. So Mr. Shalander is going to e-file your proof with the county clerk, and then he'll get your letters for you. Please make sure that you cooperate with him in getting him a listing of the assets of your father's estate, because he has 90 days to file an inventory with the court, okay?
Okay.
I hope everything goes well. Y'all let us know if you need anything. Y'all have a great week.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
All right, Ms. Maroney's.
So Atlantic Court, and it's the defendant administration.
Good morning.
Morning.
Hi. You're John Edward Mclemore?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mr. Mclemore, if you'll raise your right hand, please, sir. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in this call shall be the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
Okay, go right ahead, Ms. Maroney.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr.
Oh,
McLemore,
hey, Ms. Maroney, where are Daryl and Brenda Pipes?
they were logged in, Your Honor. They should be under my ID, Jackson Moronis.
And then they can't, they're not coming in.
They're
Okay.
right there. I see.
It looks as though the computer's just spinning and attempting to get them on, but go ahead and take the testimony of Mr. Mclemore while we're waiting.
Yes, sir. Mr. McLemore, could you please state your full name and address for the court?
Yes. John Edward McLemore, 6301 Burbank Way, Plano, Texas, 75024.
And are you the applicant in this matter?
Yes.
And was James Paul McLemore your brother?
Yes, he was.
And did he die on June 8th, 2020 in Beaumont, Jefferson County, Texas?
Yes.
And at the time of his death, was he 57 years of age and residing at 5070 Milton Drive in Beaumont, Texas?
Yes.
And did your brother have a last will and testament when he passed away?
No, he did not.
And has more than 4 years passed between your brother's death and the date that you filed your application for administration?
No.
And was your brother ever married?
No, he was not.
Did he have any children?
Yes.
And is that child's name James Raymond Pipes McLemore? And is that correct?
Yes, that's his son.
Okay. And is that child currently 17 years of age and residing in Lumberton, Hardin County, Texas?
Yes.
And to your knowledge, was he personally served with notice of this suit?
Yes.
And did he have any children that predeceased him?
No.
And is there a necessity that exists for the administration of your brother's estate?
Yes, there is.
And did your brother have a half interest in some real property, which is where he resided at the 5070 Milton Drive in Beaumont, Texas?
That's right. He had half interest and I had the other half.
That's correct. You own the other half. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And is the current appraised value of that property, and this comes from the Jefferson County Appraisal District, $97,617?
Yes, in their opinion.
Okay. And you believe the estate's 1/2 ownership interest in that property would be approximately $48,808.50. Is that correct?
Yes.
And do you believe that your nephew would be entitled to 100% of the estate's interest in that real property?
Yes, James. Mm-hmm.
And did your brother own any other assets other than personal belongings or furnishings at the time of his death?
No.
And do you estimate those personal belongings and furnishings to be valued at approximately $5,000?
Yes.
And do you also believe that your nephew would be entitled to 100% of the estate's interest in that personal property?
Yes, for James.
And do you recall filling out an affidavit as to your brother's assets?
I do. Yes.
And do you believe the statements that you made in that document towards the assets and debts of your brother's estate is true and correct as to the best of your knowledge at this time?
Yes.
And do you anticipate requesting the court's approval to sell the real estate and or the personal property within the next 12 months?
Yes, that's the plan.
Okay. And based on the value of the real property, your brother's personal belongings and furnishings, and the statements contained in your affidavit of assets, do you believe that a bond in the amount of $54,000 would be more than adequate to protect the estate and or any creditors that have an interest in the estate?
I do.
And is there any reason why you should not serve as the independent administrator of the estate of James Paul McLemore?
No.
And
All right, that will cover it, Ms. Maroney's. I take it, are you actually physically present in Collin County right now?
Yes, sir, I am.
Okay, so you're gonna make arrangements to sign your proof of death and other facts and your oath and get those back before a notary and get those back to Ms. Maroney. And now we apparently have Mr. and Mrs. Pipes on here.
Yes, sir.
Mr. and Mrs. Pipes, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, if you'll raise your right hands, please. Do you and each of you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in this call shall be the truth so help you God?
Yes.
I do.
Okay, have you been provided, I don't know if you've been provided with statements of fact, witnesses, with affidavit of facts concerning the identity of heirs? What documents do you have in front of you?
Do y'all recall signing the proof of the sworn statement of proof?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, have you read those documents?
Yes.
Is everything contained in those documents true and correct and within your personal knowledge?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Ms. Maroney, if you'll make arrangements to have the witnesses sign their documents, get those in to me. Mr. Loudermilk, do you have any questions of the disinterested witnesses? I've read your report.
No, sir, I've already talked to him. Thank you.
Okay. Once you get those in to me, I'll sign the judgment declaring heirship and the order authorizing dependent administration of the estate and setting the bond at the amount you requested. And if there's anything else you need, Ms. Maroney, please call the court and we'll be happy to help if there's anything we can do. But otherwise, y'all have a great week and thank you so much for showing up here, Mr. and Ms. Pipes.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Y'all
Thank
take
you.
care.
Judge.
Oh, we got my docket sheet, but I think we were done.
We have one more. It's just a temporary administration. Another one.
What was that?
It's
Oh,
personal.
Mr. Parker.
Oh, it's these guys with this like 6'2", 6'3", like football. Such a.
Hey, Wyatt.
Hey, Larry. I think you're okay right there. I think I'll tell him if you're in there.
Good morning.
Morning, Judge, again.
Okay, let's see, Mr. Parker, you apparently have a personal injury action and the Mr. Percenti is going to be a defendant in that case. Is that correct?
That's correct, Judge. I filed the lawsuit March 1st this year.
Okay, so you're just trying to get somebody served so that you can get the insurance company involved. Is that right?
Correct, Judge.
Okay, and let's see. Is Mr. Dowden?
I'm the attorney judge for the Mixon estate, who's the plaintiff in the case. And we're requesting that Wyatt be appointed as a temporary administrator in Percenti to effect service.
Okay, do we have a affidavit of assets or do we know?
Yes, sir. We're not aware, Judge, of any assets, and Alan, not to jump in, but Your Honor, there was an affidavit of heirship for some reason filed, but it did not reference any property. It was signed, interestingly, by Dr. Percenti's ex-wife, Darlene. I'm not sure if we provided that for Melissa or not, but we can and we will. But we're not aware of any assets in the Percenti's estate.
Okay, did the individual die in the car wreck?
No.
Okay, I don't see a death certificate in here.
No, it's just an obituary.
Okay, I see an obituary.
Yes, sir.
All right. Mr. Snyder, you waived the oath as an officer of the court. You've read the proof of death and other facts.
Yes, Your Honor.
Everything contained therein true and correct to the best of your knowledge and belief?
To the best of my knowledge, yes.
All right, if you'll sign your documents and let me know.
I have a note, and I have a notary here too, Judge.
Okay, let me know when the affidavit of assets and the proof are notarized. I'm going to set the bond at $100.
Okay, we've got them notarized, Judge. She's notarized them here. You want me to go ahead and sign the oath? Well, I guess we need to post it. Somebody's post the bond. You want me to sign the oath?
Yeah, it's $100 bond. I'll put in there that it can be a personal.
Okay.
Bond. And y'all let me know if you need anything else, but I hope y'all have a great week.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
Take care.
Thanks a lot. Thanks, Alan.
Thank you.
Talk to y'all.
Okay, let me call Patrick.